What is up, everybody? Welcome to part one of the Roadmap to Smile Death Challenge. So what is the inspiration? So the inspiration behind the Smile Death Challenge, that's going to start at a young age for me, going all the way back to when I was playing with toys and watching cartoons. If you are as old as I am, which I'm pretty fucking old, you'll remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there was a bad guy named Shredder. And of course, Shredder had a gang of Foot Clan. For some reason, I just enjoyed some silly stuff like fleets of semi-trucks that all look the same. But really, the groups of the Foot Clan, or I really love G.I. Joe. As you can tell, I have a fucking Cobra tattoo on my neck, but the Cobra, all of their different troops, just that group gang mentality. Even stormtroopers, like anything in large numbers, for some reason, I always just gravitated towards. And then of course, once I started watching Video Option, when I got into drifting, I seen team drifting. Just seeing like teams like Burst, Magician, Mouse, MCR Factory, and the cohesiveness, that, group mentality of these are a bunch of homies just doing the same thing and having a love for drifting was just, it sucked me in. But something that I took away from all of that was in Video Options or MSC challenges, it was the light-hearted friends and family and also weird stuff that went on. Video Option is the best example of this. Just the fun intros, the way that they don't take it so serious, but they're still in competition, so they still want to do good, is something that just stuck out. And I feel like to be able to fight yourself to make sure that your whole group looks good is just, it's empowering to me. So watching those old videos, I just used to get excited, I loved seeing the silliness. And I don't speak Japanese. I can't, understand it. So you're just watching and enjoying. But the body language and the overall vibes of team drifting in Japan was just, I couldn't shake it. It just was always there. And I feel like I hopefully bring that out with my own team. We're all a bunch of fucking idiots and goofballs. I think that it was what really got me thinking about team drifting as a whole and what it should be. No stress, no drama, just friends trying their hardest to drive together the best that they can and grow. So why is this happening? Why am I doing the Smile Death Challenge? And it's also not just me. I have a great team behind me. We have great sponsors and people already. We'll get into that in some of the later episodes, just to make sure it's not just me, but this is my vision and I wanted to explain why. I just wanted something new. There's some team drifting out there and it's awesome. It's doing its own thing, but there's nothing like this. What I really want is to shake up the community a little bit, lighten the mood. There doesn't need to be all this stress and competition. Like, competition's awesome and you want to be in competition with yourself and better yourself. I get that. But I want this to be something fun and something that a team can grow from. I want to inspire younger teams. I also want to inspire people that have always wanted to do team drifting but never really did, or they never took the steps to dive into it. Maybe this can inspire them, give them something to look forward to possibly compete in and have fun, be part of this community. I also want to just open people's minds that it doesn't have to be a certain way. And I also want to challenge people. I want to challenge the drivers. I want to challenge your driving capabilities. Maybe you walk away with learning a new technique or needing to do something that you've never done before, running a line that is not very common at most tracks. And most importantly, have fun with your friends and family. Your team is your family. So I want to give a stage to show off, show the world what you can do. And we'll get into some of that a little bit later. This event isn't to take away from any other team drifting events. The point is community. We're all in this together. If we work together, we can make a better community. And I hope by shaking things up that this makes it, inspires others to have fun, inspires people to drive harder, care about your car, style up, the whole nine. Because as we'll get into the next few parts, there's some really cool things that are going to happen. They say that you never know when you're living the highlight of your life. This is to remind you, it's now. Welcome to the Smile Death Challenge Roadmap Part 2. In this part, we're going to go over who we are trying to reach. Who is our audience? Who is this event for? We want to be fully transparent and make sure that everybody has the knowledge and the information going forward. Do you find yourself wanting to push your driving limits? Do you love car styling and having fun? Do you want to rescue a raven and then make it talk like Gilbert Godfrey?
And dress it up like a human and maybe join a university and then you lose all...
What about wanting to compete in a challenge series with your drift team and have a load of fun? Bam! Introducing the Smile Death Challenge. Duh! So you heard right. This is a team drift event. So all the individuals, I'm sorry, you have every other event in the world to drive, but this is specifically going to be a drift team event. Will there be some solo drivers? We'll get into that a little bit later, but to start, just so you know, team. Yeah. So if you have a drift team, this event could be for you. We're looking for teams that value style, driving aggression, putting on a show, friendship, camaraderie, having a blast, not taking yourself too seriously, not taking anything, but still trying, and just, I know it's weird, but we're looking for weird people. We are looking for people that have some values though. Those values being they care aesthetically about their car and about their team and about cohesiveness and about being on a team. We want people that actually care. We are not going to be accepting missiles. And the big thing is we're only looking for real drift teams. You can't just make up a drift team to be able to compete in this challenge series. We're looking for established real drift teams. If you're newer, but you were doing stuff before this was announced or, whatever, there's always exceptions and we can dive into that, but we're really looking for focused drift teams. So what are some stipulations? Let's go over those. First, this is a team event. So a team to us is minimum of 3 drivers. Now, granted, there are teams of 2 where they haven't maybe found their third or there's a prospect that they're working with. And in those rare cases, we are allowing a petition to be able to add a third to drive with your team. Although they have to realize that this is a serious challenge. So pick somebody that you trust to drive with and somebody that's maybe a little willing to help style up or maybe a little willing to style up their car to match what you guys have going on. Now, I don't mean they need to repaint their car, they need to do all this stuff to match. That's ridiculous. But what I am saying is maybe they could go a little bit into it. Liveries come off, stickers come off, it's the thought that counts. So we do have a limit of 5 members per team. Now, the reason we're doing that is because we have limited space. If we had all the space in the world, we would let everybody, be in. Well, deserving teams, the real ones. But since we do not, we want to make sure that a lot of teams are represented in this challenge. So why not put a limit on it to cap so that we have more pit space for more deserving teams? Yes, there's teams out there that have 6, 7, 12 members, and that's awesome. And there's a lot of teams that do really good with those numbers. The big thing that I've seen though is that they never really all drive at the same time, and if they do, it's kind of sloppy. No offense. Also, it's like sometimes it just looks like a club and it's sneaking in some members and stuff. Now, I've been coordinating some team events for a couple years now. There's been some teams that are large that they do the work. But in this instance, to make sure that the vision that I have for this event actually gets done, we're gonna have to limit it to 5. So pick your 5. Pick your best drivers. Pick the ones that look the best, etc. We're also looking for responsible teams. It's really hard to coordinate team events because you have chunks of people. So if you say you're going to come and then all of a sudden it gets close to the event and you don't show up, you just basically ruined an opportunity that some other team could have had. So we're not going to be dealing with that. We're looking for responsible teams. We're looking for teams that really care about this idea and are excited about this challenge, and they want to make sure that it happens. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance that is deserving to have a chance. So this is application based and invitational. The invitational part is probably going to drop if when we do a second year. But for right now, there is going to be invites being sent out to teams that already proven themselves. They've already shown us the serious, and we know that they're reliable. Applications and invitations will be going out early in the beginning of next year in 2025. So to be fully transparent as well, there may be special guest drivers. Anybody that's a very big influence in the style and driving world that we see fit to come out and that fits our brand and our vision, they might be invited. But you got my promise that that is never going to take away from seat time. The main thing I look at with this event is I'm coordinating this as if it's an event for myself. I'm a team driver. I'm somebody that enjoys getting value. My promise is that this event is going to have a shit ton of seat time. Solo drivers are never going to take away from that. I have it organized that any solo driver is not going to be able to take away from that. We're going to be running this very hot, and we'll go over that in the driving portion, which is part 4, I think. Also, staff, we may reward with, if they have a car, they may be able to take a few laps here and there, of course, in between working. So you may see staff. Again, I want to be fully transparent. Besides that, we're just looking for enthusiastic people that want to see something possibly grow. This could be very historic. If we put it together and we have the right group of people, I am certain that this is going to make a huge mark in the drift community. And going forward, who knows what it could turn into. We have so many surprises yet to announce, and I'm just overly excited to bring them to you. So this roadmap is going to be your guide into the knowledge and information. And of course, we will put it all together at the very end in both text form and video form. So if you find yourself thinking, wow, this could be for me, this sounds like it's focused towards my ideals in team drifting, well then good. Get fucking stoked. You know what I mean? Get excited. That wraps it up for the roadmap part 2 of who this event is based for, who this is catered towards. And I hope it's you. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Smile Death Challenge Roadmap Part 3, the show. So why are we getting into the show portion before the actual driving portion of a drift event? And that's because we want to make sure that everybody understands that all parts of this are equally as important. So you might be asking, what do you mean by show portion? Is there just a car show going on at this event? And there is. And it's your team. We have CoroWorks from Atlanta, Georgia coming up to judge and make sure that you got it all squared away. Now, aesthetics are opinion-based. Style is subjective. Art is art. So we want to make sure that everything is fair and just in a creative freedom way. A car that is fully liveried up and just absolutely wild versus a super clean car that took the time to put in some work and find some details. They're the same. We want to view them as the same. Do not think that you need to be one way or another. This is your sport. This is your hobby. This is your team. Take the liberties to be creative and free. Don't always think of what the internet wants. Fuck the internet. We're gonna make sure that everything is attacked with an open mind and points are given out fairly. Points, you say? Yeah, this is the first of the roadmap that's going to open up into understanding of how the challenges work. And it begins. So in the Smile Death Challenge, there are several challenges. This is just one of them. So throughout the weekend, you're going to, with your team, be facing these challenges, and then as a collective, of course, those points will add up and winners will be crowned at the end. So having pride in your machine that you're drifting should just be second nature. It should just be a no-brainer. So we made it a judged portion, but we also want to give creativity and artistic freedom a chance to pop out. Each team will be designated their own pit spots. Within their pit spots, it is your canvas to create something beautiful. Choose to go wild, choose to stay nice and clean, choose to theme, choose to do anything your mind can put legally can put together. And besides your cars, your pit space, your personal car show will also be judged. We want you to display all the hard work and effort that you all put into these cars. We want you to be put on a pedestal for taking the time. You should be commended for caring about style, caring about your car's appearance, and you should be proud of your accomplishment. We will not be going and giving out a checklist. There's no set checklist of categories in which to judge. We feel that if we do that, everybody kind of just has their own little roadmap into what they only need to focus on to get points. This is an overall aesthetic. This is an overall vibe. This is overall fun. So we don't want to have specific categories. Your team as a whole is going to be judged. How many points is this going to be worth? You're not going to find that out until you actually arrive with your team. We want every single challenge to have the same amount of effort and thought and care into each challenge. It could be a lot, it could be a little. So the big question is, what is your team going to think up? What are you going to envision and then make a reality? Are you going to put a lot of effort into this? Are you just going to skimp by? Do you think your cars are hot enough that you don't need to focus on anything? Or are you gonna have fun, go a little wild, maybe go wacky, maybe go themed, maybe just super clean? Something to display your machines. We're giving you the canvas, and we cannot wait to see what you paint. This is sponsored by CoralWorks, and we appreciate their involvement in the sXd Challenge series. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Smile Death Challenge, part 4 of our roadmap, the driving portion. So we of course want this to be based around having fun, low stress, and just jamming with your team. However, there are challenges, and there are specifically 3 driving challenges. So we of course want each team to put their best efforts forward to try to win. So out of these 3 challenges, we're only going to talk about 1 on this video. The other 2, you're gonna find out what they are when you arrive. We want it to be, oh shit moments. We want it to be, wow, we have to figure this out now. That's part of the challenges. So the one we're gonna tell you about is, of course, the full team drifting. Notice how I'm saying full team. So team drifting is supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be graceful. It's supposed to not be really surgy or, wishy-washy. It's supposed to be viewed as one solid unit driving the course. So kind of like a lung, expanding and contracting, but always staying in its same dimensions. We feel that team drifting should flow like that. So the way this is going to be judged is from the very start, it's based off of proximity. So you have the chance to risk it and go super close and stay on each other the whole time, or you could play it safe and fall back just a little bit and keep even spacing throughout the whole team, which can also be a challenge in itself, depending on how many members are driving. And we stress each car needs to stay an equal distance. So this part is of course judged. You're going to be getting a score, and that score is going to of course go into your overall totals. All of these challenges that we're going to be giving you count. Some more than others. You'd be surprised at the little things that are going to be able to tip the scale in your favor if you do them all well. Speaking of challenges, how many more are there? There's more. We're going to get into that in the next roadmap part, bonus challenges. So the driving portion overall is going to be run on a hot grid. We want to make sure that everybody gets an amazing amount of seat time with their team, with their homies, just an amazing amount of seat time. It's all about driving. The challenges are going to be run during the hot grid. The only time we are going to stop the whole thing is when we do the team tandem competition part. That is going to be done by itself. No trains, no other teams out there besides the teams that are competing in that. And again, this will be all in the handbook. So speaking of seat time, speaking of grid, there is going to be no solo laps. This is a team event. You should be driving with your team. If you're not driving with your team, you're driving in a group, you're driving in a train, We don't care if your team and 8 other teams want to run one massive train. That's up to you. But we do not want solo laps. The only time you're getting a solo lap in is 1, your car broke and you fixed it and you want to make sure that it's ready to go, or 2, you're a solo driver that got invited or part of the staff and nobody wants to run with you. We hope that doesn't happen. We want everybody to run in trains and stuff, and these are all going to be very good drivers. So the point is to get all decent drivers so that we can just run. Let's have fun. Yeah. So stay tuned. Next Friday, we're going to be coming out with our bonus challenges and giving a little sneak peek on what they are all about. And I can't wait. There's still so much more. There's so much more. Till then. What is up and welcome to Smile Death Challenge Roadmap Part 5 bonus challenges. So besides the driving challenges, besides the car show, personal pit car show thingamabobber, we got bonus challenges. We wanted to make sure that bonus challenges were also part of the overall big score, like they can make a big difference, because we want everybody to have fun. We want everybody to do the bonus challenges so that it's more fun for everybody else, as you'll see in just a few moments. So we're really excited about these. I think it's something fun and unique, and it brings more of a community aspect together. And that's what we're looking to build is a fun community-based event. So the first one we're going to go over is the Dory Gods donation. What the is that? So each team will be assigned to bring a donation to a big overall pot that is then going to get distributed through a lot of the winnings. This can be anything from action figures to Matchbox cars to whatever you can put your mind around that would be a really cool, fun donation. It could be silly, it could be serious, it could be real car parts, it could be something you've made, just something. It's your choice, and we want to give you that freedom to be creative. And of course, just don't anger the gods. Next is something that I am personally really excited about, and that's Team Pinewood Derby cars.
All right, that's 2.8 centimeters. Should give us a drag of only 0.6 milliseconds. Hold the front here, Stan.
So each team's going to be sent out a Pinewood Derby kit. One kit. The team then works together to make sure that they create a baller Pinewood Derby car. Paint, shaping, all the fun stuff. We are totally allowing some cheating, and the only rules we have are no propulsion. So no engines, no rockets on the back. It has to statically roll down the racetrack. Be creative. We're also going to put them on display so that everybody gets to see them. Yeah, we just want everybody, this is silly. It's meant to have fun. It's meant to bring your team together to then have something to look forward to at this event. And if it seems like a lot of work, then, suck it up. It's not a lot of work. And then we have the before the event video challenge. So what that means is each team's going to be given a video challenge. We'll explain the formats. We're going to explain how we need it shot. But what we're looking for is each team to put together between a certain amount minimum and a maximum amount of footage, their prep for the event, funny skits, anything that they want to put together to send to us. Could be team shenanigans, new vinyl, paint. This is creativity. We want to see what your team wants to show us. And what is the purpose of that? Well, we're about to get to that. So those are just some of the bonus challenges that need to be done before the event. Then, once you arrive at the event, you have a few more. And we're not going to give everything up, but there is one that I want to make sure people understand, and it coincides with the last one that you're going to be doing. When you get to the actual event, you're going to have a team video intro challenge. It's a very simple challenge. You're going to show up in the allotted time, you're going to park your cars, and you're going to introduce your team to the world. Whether that's doing cartwheels, again, the world is your oyster. Within reason. No nudity. Maybe nudity. No, I can blur stuff. So just like our old inspired Japanese video options and all of that, team intros is always something that's so goofy, but it pulls everybody together. And that's what this is about. It's about team growth. It's about your family, coming together to do something special. And why are we doing that? Because we're going to be making a full DVD. This whole challenge series is going to be a production. We want to make sure we capture the best moments. We've lost touch with physical copies. Physical copies are something that we just lost. Magazines are gone. You know, we're missing that physical copy. So what better way to bring it back with style and excitement is through this challenge series. Again, we're going to go over all of this stuff with the teams in detail. Everybody's going to have a handbook, but for now, just get hype because this is going to be something for the books. So stay tuned. The next part is a very special announcement for our media brothers and sisters, and we just can't wait to keep diving into what is Smile Death Challenge. What is up and welcome to part 6 of the roadmap for the Smile Death Challenge. The responses and just everything has been so great so far on all of these roadmaps. Thank you for the interest, the excitement, and just the motivation to keep going on this stuff. So we are really excited. So as you found out, there is of course driving challenges. There's, pre-event challenges for the teams. There's event challenges during, and just all sorts of, there's everything's going on. So this is going to be for our media family. We absolutely love and respect media. Media is the backbone of drifting. It is the blood, because without media, there is no drifting. If you cannot get the word of events out, if you cannot spread the word of how good an event was or is, and be able to capture all of these moments to inspire new drivers, it would be really hard to spread the word of this plague that we call drifting. So, with that being said, for our media stuff, we will be opening up media applications pretty early ahead of time because we need to make sure that we pick the right media. Why is that going to be important? Well, the media also have a challenge series. Cardiac Arrest and myself have been putting together a media challenge handbook, a challenge series set out in front of you. Whether you do it or not, that's completely up to you. But we would hope that everybody would participate and have fun doing it. We would like to see our media folk break out of some of their comfort zones, try some new stuff while having fun doing it. Examples will include things like, of course, best action shot or little generic things like that, but there's going to be a lot of curveballs thrown your way as well. And if you know who Mac from Cardiac Arrest is and his artistic visions, you can already expect some fun challenges being made. So after the event, we're going to have an amount of time that we see fit to get the media sent to us, and you'll be able to upload each individual challenge to then be judged. But we want to make it special. So we're then going to have an award ceremony and go through all of the submissions and just have an absolute blast, showing off all of the crazy talented media that we have already interested, and I'm sure that are going to be getting interested in this event. I'd love to go over the challenges, but honestly, we think that it's going to be almost better to show up to the event and be handed something and just be blown away by it. This, of course, is going to be catered towards both video and pictures. We understand that and gear changes a lot of things. There is a category for most challenges completed, and you can always get creative with that stuff. There's always a way. So besides our media challenge, which this is pretty much monumental, I don't know of any that have ever done this. There is also a open category. So for drivers that also make funny reels and things like that, we're gonna make sure that everybody knows that there is a challenge for anybody, even spectators that come to make reels. We're going to have a category to win, of course, in a little challenge of the best reel from the weekend, the best still from a cell phone, things like that. We want everybody to be involved and be able to have fun at this event. Everything we do is art. Life in itself, to me and a lot of my other friends that are creative, they see art in everything we do. And that's how I'm kind of attacking these challenges and how I attack drifting in general. So stay tuned. We're going to have information on how you can get involved. We are going to be very selective with our media. We have several other things going on during this event. We are, as you probably heard in the last one, we are creating a DVD from this. So there's even going to be opportunities for media to help and be involved in the creation of the DVD if they would like. So yeah, stay tuned. Follow the Instagram. The roadmap is one more video and then we are done. We are going to start rolling things out. So for media applications, for driver applications, for even spectator admission, all that information is coming soon. So please follow our socials. Smile Death Challenge is full speed ahead. Welcome to the Smile Death Challenge Roadmap Part 7, how to get involved. So first, I really need to thank everybody that has seen the vision and got excited and shared the stories and just messaged us and reached out and said, this is awesome. It means a lot, and it just kind of solidifies that the work that's going into this is worth it. So thank you all for the inspiration, even though you didn't know you're inspiring. I also want to thank all of the sponsors, the companies, and just everybody that wants to support it. This event is going to be taking place at Lake Erie Speedway in Pennsylvania. I'll put the address here. Boop, boop, boop. And it is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We will, of course, have the main challenges on Saturday, but things will be starting on Friday. So your team will need to be there Friday evening. Let's dive into how you can be a part of this. So, of course, if you're on a drift team, you want to know how to compete and how to get your name in the running. Well, again, we went over that we're going to be sending out invitations and as well as opening up a application system. So the beginning of the year, which is basically right around the corner, we're going to be creating an application portal on the website. The website is live right now. It's been live. So www.sxdchallenge.com is up. You'll see information going up there as well as these videos. Pay attention to it. That's where your applications for media, for drivers, for sponsorships, partnerships, and even links to be able to buy spectator passes are going to be on that website. So make sure you favorite that and pay attention to the site. So of course, all of our information is always run through our Instagram. So if you're not following the Instagram, what are you doing? So of course, that is below. Make sure you give that a follow. We are also associated, of course, because we basically are the Pile Up Podcast and Car Shop Kuroshi. So we're going to be reposting things from that, but the main hub is going to be the Smile Death Instagram. And right here, where you're watching this probably, is YouTube. So YouTube is our Smile Death network. So it is everything from where we host the Pile Up Podcast to silly, dumb videos, machine checks, things of that nature. So of course, we're going to be doing all of our Smile Death segments based around and on our YouTube. So please do the thing, like and subscribe and follow us here for more information. So for the teams, pay attention to our socials. We're going to be opening up. We'll have a flyer that's going to be hopefully spread around that lets you know when the applications are open. Same goes for media. We're going to be doing a open applications flyer and make sure that everybody that wants to be involved will see it. For companies that would like to sponsor, be a part of, and help out, we already have a segment up on the website. So you can already go there and type out your information, let us know why and what you're interested in doing with us. We can already start those partnerships. We already have a list of great companies and organizations that are jumping on board with us to make sure that this is epic. So as far as special invitational solo drivers, there is going to be that. For that, it is going to be pretty much invitation. We may open up a small window of applications just to see and maybe pick at random, like one, just for fun. So as far as spectating and media, we're going to be opening up pretty early. I want to get apps open early in the new year. Even though it's happening in October, we are going to be selecting the best of the best media. This isn't we're letting all media in. This is also a challenge series for the media. So we want to make sure that our media that is applying is serious. They care about what we're doing. They see the vision and they want to be part of something. And as far as spectators of course will be able to pay at the gate, or you can pre-purchase tickets and save some money. All that information will be rolling out in the beginning of 2025. Thank you so much for your interest. Thank you so much for your excitement. Thank you so much for motivation to push forward and get this thing going. We are really excited about 2025 and making history with you all. Thank you. Boop.